Hello, everybody. Now let me just get the computer into place. Make sure I don't lose everything. Hi, welcome. I'm Carola. Welcome. How are you all? I hope you're having a lovely day. Today we're going to do a bit of reading. So as you know, I'm still trying to build my channel up, and I'm not very techno. So you must forgive me when there's stupid things going on or techno failures, which are happening a lot everywhere, or freezing off the YouTube. That's happening a lot as well at the moment. So there's not much I can do about it. I don't own the companies, but I'll do my best anyway. So welcome. And we're going to talk about different subjects tonight. So I was asked the other night about the hang on, let me get my glasses on. So about our pineal gland, which is back here, or in Egyptian days, it's like a pine cone. And a lot of Egyptian actually had it in like sort of a bag as well. So thinking about it, someone asked me if that was our soul. It's definitely not our soul, but it has a very important part to play with our soul, with our awakening. I believe over the many years through religion, they've closed a lot of that basically down so they can control us more. It's pretty sad actually, but we all have the knowledge to be psychic medium and really look into events if you choose to. So it is your psychic awakening, your sixth chakra. So it's basically really awakening up here, behind here. I know fluorite does a lot of damage to us, but you can take selenium. It just does cleans out the fluoride. But some waters do have fluoramine in it, which is harder to get out of your body. So they've tried that as well. So just be aware of what water you actually drink, and it is awareness of what we actually put in our body. So with religion, religion has done a lot of damage over the years of control, especially if you go into the Catholic religion. I find it very disturbing, and I cannot understand how people cannot see that even your last dollar they would take off you. When I have a look at the gold and all the stuff they hoarded over the years, and the damage they've done to people, and the damage they've done to children and all that, and I don't understand how anyone would even support that kind of religion anymore, because of the damage. And yet we have this, we're so strongly manipulated sometimes into thinking it's good. So by talking about manipulation is, I was thinking, you know, there's so many things that we actually have been manipulated to believe. And it's so awesome to see the awakening of everything. So I find it very lovely. And I find that we all have a journey on this earth, and we all have something to show and something to give. And everyone has gifts, and we just share in a different way. The only thing I always ask everyone to do is step out of victimhood, step back into your power. That's the greatest gift you have, is your own power. And it's so unique, so beautiful. And I always say that. So with that being said, I hope you do step in your power. And I know that we all been a victim at times, and it's really, really hard. So at times to do so, but it is for the benefit of your good, the benefit of your healing, and stuff like that. So I was watching a show today on on Netflix. So, which was very disturbing, actually. So I'll start off with that, and then I want to do some readings on the Holy Grail and stuff like that. I've got beautiful cards for that. So on the next show is keep sweet, obey, and pray, right? So they've basically brainwashed these women. This is where I'm talking about getting brainwashed and manipulated into believing in prophecy, and that that's the only way home to God. But people forget you're made in the image of God, so you're home with God already. So to me, we just have to learn a lot of things about it, basically. So he was in his 80s, like old ass. You think the guy with a rabbit had a lot of women. Wow, he had 65 wives, this one. He had over 62 children, so siblings, right? And nothing was done about it. Like, oh my God, like, I know it's not there anymore, but what I'm saying is the exploitation, the exploring of females and making all these children, and then they have one father and there's 60 something of them, and how they were shattered because he made them believe that he would never die, and that he was the prophecy. And then all of a sudden one of the sons took over after he died, and the women that were being interviewed actually thought he was going to come alive again, because that's what they were made to believe. So can you see how easy it is to manipulate and make this big community out, because everyone wants to belong somewhere, and everyone wants to love, and everyone wants to basically be surrounded by people that care and stuff like that. So it is really interesting to understand that we should not put people on a pedestal. We should not allow all these fake gods or gurus that claim something to be something, because it's not like that. It's taking your own power back is what's important. Not to, like, there's a lot of us truthers and do readings. I don't want to be a guru. I'm just who I am, sharing information, and I hope it resonates, and that's it. You can make up your own mind whether you like the information or not, or you can research it. I research a lot of information as well, but I also go with my gut feeling and instincts and do readings on it, because it will tell me if it's true or not. So especially in the moment where everything is like a standstill, what's going to happen is the crumbling. Yes, the crumbling is still going to come. We're still going to go through times that are tough and times that are not. We're still going to go through different kind of things and feel them. So we're going to do readings on it anyway, where we're up to, what we're doing. But the first I want to talk about the Holy Grail. So I've got a beautiful deck here. I've had it for many, many years. It reads a little bit different with the deck. So it's called the Holy Grail, the Templar of Vision. I've had this many, many years. So we're going to go in there because so many people always search for the Holy Grail, and I know in the war times they were looking for the Holy Grail, but I got explained to me that the Holy Grail was actually just a simple drinking vessel, and that's why people didn't really find it. So that's how I was explained. But yes, the Holy Grail. Let's see what we got to say. Let's see. So I've been in the future, and that's our past with the Holy Grail. Is the Holy Grail still relevant this day to bring energy into our future? So we'll start with that. So, I've got the 9 and inside it's the boar. So as I just explained, these are different cards. So it's been fought over, which is quite like if it gets found, it'll be really fought over. Possession. It's been fought over for many, many years. There's a preceptor of the vessel, and you can see this there, right? And as you can see, this is in a religious robe. So the basically, I believe the Catholic, I think they have a right for it. Prescriptor of Lancer. So you see this card. So there's 2 people. Can you see on here that the cross is actually upside down? So it goes in very depth, okay? So there's swindling going on, lies basically, and with that cross being upside down, there's already the evil starting to be behind it. And if you have a look on here, this jacket has a coat of art, has a drawing on it as well. Can you see that? And it's always about symbolism, right? And if you can see, how people want everything to be theirs, to belonging to something. So we got the 10 of stones here. So, and we actually got a crystal glowing here, okay? And it's looking at, I suppose they call it the birth of Jesus, I assume. And then yet there is symbolism down here. So this is, to me, it's babies, all right? And there's an empty womb sort of here, and there's a baby just here. So then you have the triangle up here. So there's a lot of symbolism in these cards. So it's quite interesting. So so they're worshipping babies. It's Mother Mary has that womb in her, but with the darkness underneath it is quite interesting. Is so it's they're looking up at her, and it's interesting. So you can look at that picture in different words. Like you can see the feminine energy there with trying to give, who's going to give birth. There's many stories about it. So because we're talking about the Holy Grail, so the next card is the 3 of Swords. So a lot of people being killed and deceived and hurt over this subject, the Grail. They looked in many places already for it. So is the Holy Grail on the surface when we align with a beautiful energy, and the new earth energy has its relevance. So we have the 1 of stones. So it's basically the wands, okay, if you want it. And it has, again, he's carrying, there's a green, see here, the green here. There's establishment. So there's an establishment that really wants it, as we know. And then we have the 4 stones. So that their future events. It's quite interesting. The 10 of Swords, that's an ending. I find it quite interesting, okay, because the Ten of Swords is like when we have an ending, there's also a beginning, so it's quite interesting. But we have the ship of Solomon. So this actually has Solomon in it as well, which you can see here. I'll go into that in a sec. Then we have the Nine of Lances. Now I'm going to ask. And then I pulled the Two of Swords as well and the Four of Solomon. So the Two of Swords is like it's blinded, it's hidden. But I also got the Solomon here. So I believe and the Wheel of Fortune, it is very life-changing. Many people have fought wars over it and wanted to drink out of it because they believe that they can have the energy like Joshua, Sananda, or Jesus, whatever. But there's a deal here to protect it. So it's in a, yeah, it's, so if you see this, the master of the vessel. So Christ drank out of it, and the religious people want to be the masters of that vessel. So there's a big belief system in it. It's quite interesting, actually. So basically, what I'm feeling is that with doing readings with the Holy Grail Tarot, they tell you quite a lot of things. Is I don't feel it coming to the surface very quick. The earth has to be really stabilized for it to actually come up. I feel that with a lot of, and we have a lot of energy lines that are getting activated in a moment. So that's why the reason I asked this question is, you know, what's the Holy Grail got to do with it? Because it was such a sacred vessel, if, you know, because Christ drank out of it on a big table, and it's perceived to be gold, a big gold vessel, but it was what actually was inside what he actually drank out of. So it's quite an interesting, it is a very energetic, beautiful grail, but will it come back to the surface? So if you remember the Key of Solomon, you know, and then I also heard there was a with the darkest energies, you know, like in religion, is who really wanted it to control. So it is still hidden away. I don't actually believe the church has it. I don't believe that. I believe there's a guardian that has it, and I think it's an off-world guardian as well, and it's very well guarded. It might come ashore in the near future, but we have to, like, Earth has to be pretty balanced because there's so many things that need to come out yet for us to do that. And it's for humanity to come as oneness, consciousness, balance, and all that kind of stuff. All right, that was the Holy Grail journey. I hope you enjoyed that. I find the Holy Grail very fascinating. I did a lot of research many years ago on it. It was quite interesting. There's so many different stories about it, but it's quite interesting. So I hope you enjoy that. It's just something different. So no, has not been surfaced yet. So if people talk about it, it hasn't. Okay, in my belief system. So we're going to go into different kind of things now. Is why do people that are very intelligent, smart, believe that the Western way is the only way, and as soon as there is other regimes, like I'm talking about, even if they're a communist state, why do we always believe that it's not good? Because the Western way is the only way. So I'm not into communism or anything like that. I'm just asking a question where if something is different in the world or around us, we sort of take a disliking to it. So, what works for certain countries, like, might be good for the country at the time, and they're only sticking up for the country, basically. So I'm going to ask that, is there such a belief system, especially when the news spreads it all the time, that the Western way is the only way? Why do we believe that? It's been put into, I've got it here, that's the agenda, okay, to make us believe that, we shouldn't even really believe that other people, just because they live in a different country and live differently, is we should look at them in a more equal way, basically. So, but as I do know, not everyone's nice. So the High Priestess came up, okay, which is quite interesting. I like the High Priestess, and we have the star beings. See, we've been told that about star beings. We should be afraid of them. We should be this, I know I'm not from this earth, so to me, I don't fear that. I believe that there's other ways that you can travel onto through dimensions. That's my belief. I actually draw dimensions, so I totally get that. You can activate stargates if you're willing to do your cleansing, your shadow work and work, because of the different kind of energy that you have to hold. I do believe that there's a lot of abduction to test things, but I also do believe that here on Earth, of what they have hidden from us, all the information, is that it's actually they're just trying to scare you. If a spaceship comes out, you don't have to be scared of a spaceship. A lot of them are actually invented here by star beings on Earth. So just think about that. So it's quite. You watch all these movies, they show you plenty of star. They're trying to throw it in your face, and we still don't see it. So just watch what is actually out there. So, all right, back to my question. Why are we so easily convinced that they're out and separated? It's a very dark energy that does it. It's to control us, basically. So just be aware that it's not a nice energy, but the new world is starting. So we're coming out, opening our senses, our third eye, we're rebalancing everything, the new world. So I find that quite interesting. All right, what else do I need to know? Yeah, here we go. Infinity, the temperance. So the Western way, there's a lot of changes coming. We have to consider a younger generation as well. And this is a really interesting card. I love this card. There's the evil is being beheaded, basically, here, and it's basically taken off Earth, and it'll be a celebration. And we see justice done, where we understand that they try to brainwash us, that they it's basically stepping into your power and realizing that there's a lot of people that don't have the best interests at your heart, especially when you watch the news channels, you know. They're all repeating things. They always hate this country, hate that country, hate this person, and disgruntled. You know, I see this beautiful person who is an Australian who can't even come home because they decided to put him into a cell and make out he was an evil person when he hasn't. He hasn't done anything wrong. So why is he still in there? And this is what I'm talking about, you know. If we don't stand in our power, our freedom of speech, all these laws that are coming in are incredibly awful, even here in Australia. So the Nine of Pentacles is beautiful. So it's telling me not to believe, because the question was, why do people believe the Western ways? Because that's what they've been taught. They haven't been taught any other way. But yes, and it's true. That's what I said. Okay, because I got the yes here. But it's up to us to change that now. Is, you know, to not to believe everything they say. You know, countries live in different ways, but why do we believe that? So unbelieve it. Make up your own mind. Step in your power and be strong. So I'm not going to do long readings tonight. I'm just jumping in to explain a few things. So there's a lot of things that went on in Mexico. Mexico is a very spiritual place, actually, and a lot of things got burned down. All the records in Mexico got burned down by the Catholics. So I'm going to ask, why did all the records get burned down in Mexico? I believe they had very spiritual belongings there, but I also know it got burned down. A Catholic priest ordered it. So they came in and wrote in there with destruction. It was an order given. And it was to, so because this can be a future card as well, is to destroy so we wouldn't know what goes on in the future. Quite interesting, actually. We got a page. So that's energy that to destroy their belief system, and yeah. And then we have another king, which is water. Different beliefs. Water's a very emotional card as well. So, and that was the ending of the information. But I still believe there's information there that they never got hold of, but it's hidden. Yeah, I've got the Hangman. So they really try to destroy everything. Pretty sad, actually. And here's a Justice card. They actually will be held accountable for that as well, which is good. So, excellent. What I want to hear. So now, someone asked me a question: is right, why were there stories going around that Druids did human sacrifices? So we're going to go into that, is because that's actually a myth, and I do a lot of Druids. Druids were long before all that, but the Romans and the Catholics were going around trying to tell people that that's what the Druids did. Druids were actually healers. Merlin was a Druid. And in the King Arthur days, they changed the whole story about King Arthur as well. So, interesting. All right. So it was basically false information, and they didn't want to go into the future because the Druids actually taught healing. So they hid it. A lot of the energy of that's coming back in our healing energies are all reawakening. There was a lot of death when that happened and a lot of heartaches. It's quite sad. And there's still information hidden. They took it somewhere. There were actually a lot of books and a page, so it'll come out again. So there you go. That's good to know. And the Three of Swords. Yes, it was very heartbreaking for a lot of people that there were actually a lot of written things out, how they communicated. So, and it really stabbed them in the heart. So that actually needs healing. All right. Thank you for who sent me that question. And the next one is, can consciousness be stolen, corrupted? How many beings are... All right. We'll go, can consciousness... Well, not even asking the question. Everything can be corrupted. You send out, it's like radio waves, you send out energy and you can change all that. So we'll just pull a couple cards on it. It's just to control, but I've got the Star card again. So there's a lot of changes coming. We're very lucky on Earth. There is consciousness is, the star beings have taken, it's the same with the DNA. So when we do DNA work, we talk about 12 strands of DNA. I think some of it was suppressed years ago, and with the DNA, with the 12 strands, it's all coming back into alignment shortly. So I keep showing a card, keep on a few of my YouTube channels, and it's so beautiful. And it is when you understand and really done your so much healing within you and standing your own power and knowing that the male and the female energy is the DNA that combines everything, basically, you know. We're masculine, we're feminine. And I believe even on a lot of males been so damaged as well as it's like the females over the years with the belief systems that they had, you know. And on both sides is whether you're female or male, you are good enough. Stand in your power, take your power back, do your work, release your karmas, right? Release your karma. I know many went on a shamanic journey. There's a lot of guys that, you know, confused about a lot of things. But you know what? Take your power back. Rebirth your energy. Rebirth it all. How beautiful is that? And then spirit animal works with us as well. The shamanic energy is always around us to work with. Letting go. Just let it go. Work with it, let it go. Feel your emotions, understand them. They're yours. You know, as a dimensional worker, this is one of my favorite cards. This is how I see the dimension. This is a central sun, by the way, and that you can go into the dimensions. You can actually pull energy out of it. You can float. You can go into dimensions and actually see a lot of things. So this is getting all your balance back, your hearts. This is one of the beautiful beings that sends a lot of energy I work with sometimes. And I do a lot of Pleiadean. This is actually this Pleiadean crystal that you can actually travel into and do healing with yourself. So it's all about self-empowerment. Can you imagine a world where you can just heal from within? And that's how you used to. This is Metatron, his beautiful energy. And in a moment, there's so much frequency coming down, and they're tuning forks and the third eye opening, letting go of all the gunk, the fluorite and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, and there's a beautiful vortex here, and then we got the energy gates from the pyramids. They're all over the world. They're all over the universe, actually. So there's so much going on. It's quite beautiful. And it's just trusting in yourself. The road, you can go to a road to nowhere or take your power back. You can travel into your book of destiny. You can't. There it is up there, right? And then allow the energy to come through. So your Akashic records, your book of destiny, whatever you want to call it. It's quite beautiful. And all the symbolism here is actually light language and numbers for vibrational use. So this is actually the oracle deck I've designed. This is a beautiful heart space that you can go into. The color of it is just beautiful. Open your third eye. See the love. See the kindness. Help other people. This is actually like if a soul passes over and you can go into a healing room, but we can do that going through the vortex and actually go into a healing room and recharge your energy. It's just a lot of us forgotten how to do it. So sometimes when you travel in, I call it the night shift, say you're traveling and you're doing so much work, your soul is out there doing so much work and you're so tired and exhausted. Sometimes the soul can pass over, and then because they're going back into the love, if they allow you sometimes to feel that love, and we should be feeling it. It should be down here as well, but we still have a few things to do before that all happens. The pyramid stargates with the vortexes. It's all energy entering our earth plane. A lot of people talk about med beds, but you can travel into med beds already. It's your consciousness that can do that. You can travel consciously into med and just lay in it and recharge. They're already there. They're speaking your truth. Let it go. So, and then the biggest thing I believe we need to do in a moment is protect yourselves. Have a beautiful energy. Just protect who you are. Protect your energy. And this is my beautiful Pleiadean and other star beings and the energy centers they have there. So there's lots going on. We are very well looked after. This is a beautiful card. It's got the keys there. This is our earth card. How beautiful is that? It's bringing the ancestral energy, showing us what we've forgotten, light language. I speak light language. I should do it one day, but I'll do it in my meditation sometimes. All right, we're going to go into something totally different. I'm babbling on here. So we're going to go into the Star Stream Oracle. We're going to put a couple cards. So this is for everybody. I wanted to talk about Wigs too. So this is quite funny, actually. Wigs. Why were wigs invented in 1800s, 1700s? It was a quite interesting. So I was checking that out, and would you actually believe it? It was for status, and also because a lot of people went bald, but they had no antibiotics to get rid of the sexual disease they caught in those days. So they gave them scabs everywhere and they didn't want to go out there. So that's why they invented those big white wigs. I thought I'd just share that. I thought that was quite an interesting subject. Right, what does humanity need to know to move forward for the next 2 weeks? How's that sound? Crown yourself. Oh my God, how awesome is that? Crown your power. Crown yourself. You are so worthy. Divine union. Let's all get, it's a union. We need to stop the wars here as well. So I think that's, and this one, crown yourself, that's from King Arthur as well. Yeah, it's good footprints, crowning yourself. Divine union, and it's with spacecrafts, star beings as well. Okay, there's actually a spacecraft in the back of there. Quite interesting. And then speak your truth, express yourself. So don't hide away from your truth anymore. The angels are all with us, I feel, and it is so important that we open our throat chakra up. But it's a beautiful card. And we do 2 more. And then expand your horizon. So to me, when you expand your horizon, it's about you looking into everything. Don't believe everything you hear. Trust your inner gut. Trust your feelings. Okay. And our last card is, there is no death. Your soul lives forever. I spoke about this before. And this is very Egyptian as well. So a lot of us, it's only the body that dies, your soul or lives forever. And then you go back, you know, there's different dimensional things as well. So as a medium, sometimes I channel in. So if some are more into repeating earthly experiences, so in a dimensional world is they create a reality sort of like here, and they live that. There's also a holographic place where they're trying to copy everything. So you know, you just remember that they do have wars up in the universe, and there's a lot of ships that fly around to stop that and look after other planets. There's a I listened to the show the other day about where they actually gobble up universes. So that's actually true, because even in Dolores Cannon books, they explain how that happened. So it's quite interesting. So, wow, there's so much information, so much we can do. So this card deck I'm using now, it's similar to that one, and it is called that one. Okay. So this is the Soul Oracle. What does your soul need to know at this moment? Because we're all beautiful souls. And you'll see a lot of soulless people. They've got blankness in their eyes, you know. They go poof, and then one day they won't be here. All right. We're moving away from a difficult situation. So to me, that is basically we're stepping into new energies, and we're moving away from the troubled waters that we're in the moment. So weave your own destiny, and it's teaching us to actually take our power back, and that we have to create our own destiny as well. So if you're yearning to change jobs, if you're yearning to move, if you want something, you are the creator of your own destiny. You're the creator of consciousness. You're the creator of doing abundance. Find the middle ground and compromise. So there's a lot of compromises that has to be made, especially behind the doors. But ours is to stay balanced and be really, really balanced. And it is really important at the moment. And transmuting on the tour. And then we have hope for the future. New energies are coming in. And how true is that? Just put out your hope. And let peace prevail. How amazing is that? And that's what our soul, amazing. And that's how I will end the show today. I think it's quite beautiful. Here in Australia and Hervey Bay, it's been very, very cold. There's a lot of clouding going on as well. It sort of cut the moon out. You couldn't see it properly tonight. I know I like moon watching. I like going out in the sunshine, but there wasn't much of that either today. We had weird clouds up in the sky. It says it all. But it is what it is. So there's going to be boomers apparently. So I need to do some meditation work and call in my guides and work with some of my staff, being friends, and do some work, which I love doing. So I have to do a lot of channeling and getting ready for that. Besides that, life is beautiful, and I hope your life is really beautiful. And thank you so much for watching the show. I know I waffle on sometimes. There's so many exciting things, and I just want to grow this channel, and I hope I get more information. Sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's serious, but it is here to hope someone learns something out of it. So with all that, you have a really blessed evening, and I'll see you on my next live stream. And goodbye from Hervey Bay.